Miss Natasha Denona. This is the Glowish Multi-Dew. This is not Natasha Denona. Jesus, criminy Christ. Moving on. Anyway, not moving on. Lethargy. Lethargia. I am a hot mess. God dang hair. Son of a bitch. Stop it. Whipping it into shape. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit of a roundup of everything that I tried in the month of June. We are going to be going over my favorites and fails. Boom, boom, boom. This is just some of the products that I tried that stood out one way or the other, whether or not it was in a good way or in a not so good way. So there is a good amount of products to start with here. Let's start with the positives. We are going to start with the best of June. In no particular order, I will just start with what's on top. I have talked about this. I did a whole video dedicated to this. I have a somewhat new brow routine, and part of that brow routine is my ColourPop Feather Brow Tint. This specific one is just in clear, but they do make a tinted one, which I do have as well. I love these for the price that they are. I have tried all different kinds of the feather brow. In fact, there is another one in here that is in my fails. And it's super easy to use. You just brush it through after you kind of spritz it, and then just press your brows so that it kind of glues them up. We are going to move on to something I bought pretty much every one of, but this one stuck out to me as my favorite. Upon looking at it, it would be a little bit of a, and I was shocked how much I loved this color, is the Pat McGrath blush. I think I have 7 of them. I want to say that there was 9. I could be wrong now. This specific one is in the shade Sexquisite Seductions. Scandalous, Pat. Right? You look at that color and you're like, holy bejesus. However, it is something so beautiful about this color on the skin. This color could be a little bit shocking. You do want to go in with a very light hand. You can see that picked up a good amount. I just kind of tap it off, and then I go in with the blush. And you can see it just gives you such a pretty tint to the skin. It's gorgeous. Now, those are a little bit more on the higher end price, but it's Pat McGrath. You're paying for a luxury experience. You're paying for the name, but what also helps very much is that the name and the luxury experience are backed by an amazing product. Moving on, this was something I was so excited about this month. I partnered with my first brand. I did not make any commission. It was not a sponsorship. They just reached out to me and asked me if they could send me some fragrance. They specialize in making fragrances that smell identical to your favorite high-end fragrance. My favorite fragrance, for instance, is Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Imagine my excitement and surprise when I found the dupe on their website. This one is Oriental Cherry, and I know that my big bottle, not even the biggest bottle, 1.7 ounce of my Lost Cherry is $350. Take a moment. Ungodly, ridiculous. it is so much like the fragrance that I put it on one arm and then on the other arm and did a wear test. This actually wore a little bit longer. That is the one complaint I have about the Lost Cherry. It's beautiful, but it can sometimes fade away throughout the day because it is a light fragrance. Also, they were kind enough to provide me with a discount code. It is not a code that I make any kind of commission off, but the cool part about the code is you can pair this code with any discounts or promotions that are already going on. And I believe that it is still effective for the next like 2 weeks. I will put the code up here. It will get you 10% off your total purchase. And like I said, you can use it with other promotions. Let's talk about what's on my lips. I just bought this and it quickly shot up to my favorite to wear. I love a deeper lip. I do not look good with a nude lip. See my Jaclyn Hill video. This is from the new KKW Camo collection, and this one is called Warrioress. I love this color. It's called a soft matte liquid lipstick. So it is not transfer resistant by any means. It does come off, but it is so comfortable. I love it. So next, I love my Tatcha. Everybody knows I love pretty much everything from Tatcha. So I love their Camilla cleansing oil. However, it is ungodly expensive. Doesn't keep me from buying it. I love it. It's one of the only things that takes my makeup off completely. Even this product does not get everything off. I still use a makeup wipe. It is the Patrick Star One Size Go Off Makeup Dissolving Mist. This is so cool and innovative. It is, I can't believe nobody's ever thought about this before, because one of the really big drawbacks is having to pump the Camilla cleansing oil into your hand and then like making sure that it doesn't drip off of your hand while you're trying to get it on your face. So this I saw Tara Lynn talk about, I believe, and I will put her channel down below too. She's great. She's hilarious. She gives the best in-depth reviews with swatches. She goes in, finds colors from her already existing collection and swatches them so that you can have the max amount of comparisons. But I saw her talk about this, and you basically, you spray it on your face and you let it sit for like 5 or 10 seconds, and then you rub in like you would your regular balm remover, and it loosens up everything like that. The only trouble areas, and this is a trouble area pretty much for any remover, is your eyes. But I love it. It's so convenient. It's super cool to use, and it's very effective. So speaking of Miss Jaclyn Hill, I recently found her hydrating under eye primer. I don't know if it's supposed to be just a primer. I use it. I have really bad issues going on with my eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see just like the little bit of dryness there. I have no idea. I know that I am allergic to adhesives. Doesn't stop me from wearing my eyelashes, but I really like this for putting underneath your concealer. I put it on top of my eye, underneath my primer, and it's just nice and cooling. That is the Jaclyn Hill Under Eye Hydrator. I recently went to the beach on a family vacation. You do not want to wear a heavy foundation when you're at the beach. You don't even want to wear any foundation. But if I am going out to dinner, I like to wear a little something. This is by Huda Beauty. This is the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. It's beautiful. It gives you such a beautiful hydrated look to your skin. and it's so lightweight and it looks good on my skin, which is something I have issues. I have issues. It doesn't matter what foundation I use sometimes. It doesn't lay right on my nose. You will see a extremely expensive one in my fails. Love the Huda Beauty Glowish. I like the entire line. In fact, the bronzer. I adore this bronzer. This is so beautiful and easy to work with. It just goes on your skin like a dream. The problem with a lot of powder products is with a skin that is textured like mine, it can tend to look drier or cakey. So that is the swatch. I have the color Tan Light. It is gorgeous. I love this. We're going to talk about one more thing. It is a skincare product. And then we're going to talk about something more lifestyle that could be a little bit controversial, but we'll get to that. So I, again, like I said, have issues with texture on my skin, especially on my nose lately. They recently released the Peter Thomas Roth Pro Strength Microdermabrasion Blackhead Eliminator. That is difficult to say. But this is like an exfoliator, but a mask in one. I just kind of pat it on. You leave it on for 1 to 4 minutes. Then you kind of wet the fingertips and massage it in. And that's where the exfoliating beads come in. My skin is as smooth as a baby's bottom after I use this. It is magnificent. Okay, on to something that could be considered a little bit controversial, but I don't care. So I've talked about it several times on my channel. I have fibromyalgia pretty, significantly. I have issues with, my muscles hurt all the time, or I'm tired all the time. Right now I'm in a bit of a flare where my ears get really bright red and my skin gets kind of patchy. I'm working with a pain management specialist, so I don't want to tell anybody to try this unless you do your research or talk to somebody like a doctor or a pain management specialist. When you have fibromyalgia, it's not just at night, it is throughout the day, and you have to function. And I did some research, is a CBD flower. It comes from a different plant. Other than the marijuana plant, it comes from a hemp plant. And I believe it has minuscule amounts of THC, but nothing that is significant enough to show up. Now, I am not 100% educated on the ins and outs of it. I know that there are several different strains. There's stuff to help with pain. There's stuff to help with mood. There's stuff to help with sleeping. This in particular one is one that I use for sleeping. For instance, I have been up for going on 36 hours. Side effect of fibromyalgia is insomnia. Ugh, I have an ear infection. That's my ear infection over here. So it could be a little bit of the ear infection aside from my fibromyalgia. But I have an ear infection. I couldn't sleep last night. So I have been up since yesterday morning. So I'm amazed that I even had the energy to film this. So this specific strain is to help with sleep. It is called Granddaddy Purple. So I'm going to show you just what it looks like, just so you can get an idea. It looks just like that. It's really neat. Like, it gives you all of the positives of what THC does without giving you the drawbacks. The sleepiness or, feeling a little outside of my body. I hate that feeling. It's really cool. It's really cool to look and read into it and find out more about it. Make sure you go to a dispensary or a shop that is educated. Make sure they know what they're talking about so they can walk you through and educate you as well. Moving on to everybody's favorite part of the video. The negatives. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 6. I guess that's a lot. So these aren't necessarily bad products. They're just, I did not get on well with them. Let's start. Okay, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous for the price that you pay for it, and I did not like it. This is the Chantecaille face powder. I don't know if it is a specific kind of face powder. I don't know if you can see that. I bought it because I wanted to try a couple of things from Chantecaille. I bought the gel blush as well, which I adore. I love the gel blush. You can see how little I've used of it. The C is still in there. I don't get what is so magnificent that makes this cost like 60, 70. I can't remember what it was. But okay, so does that look like a $70 powder to you? I don't think so. That is in my negatives for the sheer ridiculousness of the price as opposed to what you get. All right, so I have been broadening my horizons into the world of cream products. I have a cream bronzer on today. I had a cream blush on before I put the Pat McGrath on. So I've been trying several different brands, and they had the Sephora VIB. I think it was like a little kit. I knew right away when I saw this color, it was not for me. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in the shade Happy Hour. Okay, I'm not saying that the formula is bad, but the color, I don't know. It feels more like a lip gloss. If I'm going to grab for a cream product, I'm not going to grab for this one. That is the reason that that is in here. Might as well stick with the blush. This could just be my fault. The color is a little... The Jaclyn Hill Cream to Powder Blush Stick. I also got the palette. I have not really ventured into that yet. I look like my name should be Mimi, and I should have blue eyeshadow on my face. I mean, Jaclyn probably rocks this shade. Me, no, it's too much. It's too much. Yes, that is a bright blush. However, there's something different about the undertone, and it's more of like a magenta undertone. This is more of like a bubblegum pink. So, and I have more workability with this formula as opposed to this formula. You can see it kind of, you can see where I just even patted it in there. This pains me a little bit because you know I love my Charlotte Tilbury. I love the experience of a Charlotte Tilbury product. So this is not bad by any means. It's just not for me. It really just isn't for me. I wear a more dramatic eye. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love palette. Now, I like the bottom portion of this, and it would be good for travel. However, I don't, it's not enough for me. But if you are a natural eye lover. It's really pretty. You see, you barely can see it. It's nice for somebody that really wants minimal makeup. That is not me. That's just the way God made me. Two more things left. Probably the two most disappointing things. I talked about an expensive foundation. Tom Ford. This is the Tom Ford Flawless Glow Foundation. I cannot get this to sit on my skin. I can't. I don't know if it's just my skin. I don't know if it's operator error, but I put it on just like I put on every other foundation. It patches. It does not lay well on my skin. It is pretty. It does have a very pretty finish to it. But I'm gonna keep trying with it because it is an expensive freaking foundation. This next product, biggest disappointment of probably the year so far. I just can't get on board with this brand in general. I got their concealer. I didn't like it. It creased pretty much immediately on me. This is the By Terry VIP Expert palette. They are beautiful. They are so incredibly underwhelming on the eye. Like, okay, first of all, they're so chunky. Do you see that? All that chunk there. Like, you can't see, but it just fell. Maybe as a topper, but it did not impress me. I'm really like trying to get in there. Do you see the chunkiness there? Just shadow built up on there that I could just like flick away, as opposed to this one, which I'm not going to mention because I'm going to talk about it at the very end of this video. I just was not impressed at all. This is a special little in the video. Let's talk about the best thing of this month, of this entire year so far. Tati's back. You guys have heard me talk many times on several videos about my love for Tati Westbrook. I was honestly and truly sad when she went away. And I 100% support what she did. Going away, taking a breather, getting away from this, because it can be so just heartbreaking in a sense. Like, you don't know who is truly your friend on here. You can put yourself out there and, you know, you get stuff in return, but you don't know if it's genuine. It's just, it can be so petty. It's all, in general, it is a petty thing. You're putting content out there to be judged amongst hundreds of thousands that are doing what you're doing. And I don't care who you are, it can be discouraging to have your worth ranked by a number. To have her walk away from this is completely understandable, and I 100% support it. But I missed the hell out of her. I love her. She is one of the most genuine YouTubers on the space, period. She is the most genuine person. You literally feel like you are sitting down with a friend when you're watching her videos. And that is something so rare on this platform. She looks beautiful. She looks well. She seems so happy. And in honor of her return, I used the Tati palette. Classic, beautiful, staple. Look at the eyes. It's gorgeous. Tati, I love you. I'm so happy you're back, and I hope to see many, many more videos to come. That was it. That is the roundup of the month of June. Can you believe we are more than halfway past this year already? We are over halfway there to Christmas already. Think about that. Ugh. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I love your comments and your feedback, and it is appreciated more than you will ever know. You guys take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah. Really? I'm filming here.